Hello everyone, this is Payal Vacha. Welcome to Pharma Desert. In this video, we will discuss about ophthalmic preparations part 2. So let's get started. First of all, classification of ocular drug delivery. In classification of ocular drug delivery, that is mainly divided into four types: liquids, semisolids, solids, in intraocular dosage form. First one, that is liquids. Liquids, that is divided into four types, or that is subdivided into four types. First one, solutions, suspensions, powdered for reconstitution, and salt to gel system. So in ocular drug delivery system, first class or first type, that is a liquid system. In liquid system, solution system, that is available in liquid form, suspension system, that is also available in liquid form, remaining two, that is powder for reconstitution, and salt to gel system. Second one, in semi-solid dosage form. So semi-solid dosage form, that is divided into two types: ointments and gels. Third one, solid dosage form, that is divided into two types: ocular insert as well as contact lens. And last one, intraocular dosage form, that is divided into three types: injections, irrigation solutions, and implants. So first one, ideal ophthalmic delivery system. In ideal ophthalmic delivery system, uh, how you can say that that is the ideal dosage form. So ideal properties of any ophthalmic delivery system. First one, that is good corneal penetration. Second one, prolong a contact time with corneal tissue and simplicity of installation for the patient. So first ideal property, that is good or maximum corneal penetration of any dosage form. Second one, maximum contact time or prolonged contact time with a corneal tissue, as well as dosage form that is installed into a patient with a simple and convenience method. Non-irritant and comfortable dosage form that is available. That is the one type of ideal property. Appropriate rheological properties of dosage form. And dosage form, it should be inert as well as stable. So all are the ideal characteristic or ideal properties of any ophthalmic delivery system. Next one, introduction. What about eye drops? Uh, First preparation, that is eye drops. Eye drops that are sterile solutions, suspensions, or emulsion that are intended for instillation in the eye. So eye drop, that is one type of sterile dosage form, that is in a solution form, suspension form, or emulsion form. And what is the intention behind preparation of eye drops? So that is instilled into a eye. And solutions that are manufactured by dissolution of API and excipients into all portion of water and sterilization of this solution that is done. So eye drops that is prepared with the help of first of all, you have to prepare one type of solution, and a solution that is manufactured with the help of dissolution of any API, active drug ingredient, as well as excipient into all the portion of water, and this solution that is sterilized, and after that, that is act as a eye drop. And if drug that is not sufficiently soluble, so it can be formulated in form of suspension. If your drug that is 100% dissolved in water, so you are called as or that is act as a solution. But your drug that is not sufficiently soluble, so that is formulated in form of suspension. So the topical ophthalmic emulsions generally that are prepared by dissolving or disposing the active ingredients into an oil phase and adding a suitable emulsifying agent, as well as mixing with the water vigorously to form a uniform oil in water emulsion. So topical ophthalmic emulsion that is prepared by dissolving, otherwise dispersing any active ingredients into oil phase and adding a suitable emulsifying agent, as well as mixing with the water vigorously to form a uniform oil in water emulsion. So in ophthalmic or a topical ophthalmic emulsion, so what about emulsion preparation? That is prepared with the help of dissolve, otherwise disperse any active ingredient into oil phase And if your drug that is dissolved or dispersed in a oil phase, so adding a suitable emulsifying agent, and after adding emulsifying agent into a oil plus API, mixing with water vigorously to form oil in water emulsion. Formulation of eye drop preparation. So first one, eye drop preparation which contain the drug or API or active pharmaceutical ingredient or therapeutic agent. So a drug ophthalmic product which contain the drugs of various categories. First one, that is various examples that is present here. First one, myotics. Myotics, example of myotics, that is a pilocarpine HCl, that is useful in myotics. Second one, in case of mydriatics, atropine, that is useful. While in case of anti-inflammatories, so anti-inflammatory action that is provided with the help of corticosteroids. In anti-infectives, various example of anti-infectives that is available here, antibiotics, antivirals, and antibacterials. All are the example of anti-infectives. Last one, that is anti-glaucoma drugs. Example, that is pilocarpine HCl, that is act as a anti-glaucoma drug. What about preservatives? Eye drop that should be sterile and that should contain a preservative to avoid a microbial contamination when container is open. So what is the role of preservative? So preservative, they remove the microbial contamination or they reduce the microbial contamination if you are add into any container of eye drop or a sterile dosage form. So eye drop, that is a one type of sterile dosage form, right? So they should contain preservative. And what is the role of preservative? So they avoid a microbial contamination if container that is in an open situation. So the preservative for ophthalmic, various example of preservative that is available for ophthalmic solution. First one, that is benzalkonium chloride. Second one, that is chlorbutanol, phenyl mercuric acetate, and phenyl mercuric nitrate. So all are the preservative that is add in a that will be add in a ophthalmic solution or ophthalmic dosage form. Second one in sterilization. So eye drops that are sterilized by autoclaving at 121 degree centigrade for 15 minutes. So how that is sterilized? So eye drop that is sterilized with the help of moist heat sterilization by using autoclave and temperature that is around 121 degree centigrade temperature and for 15 minutes time period, and bacterial filters that are used to avoid a thermal degradation. And example, that is a preservative chlorobutanol hydrolyzed at a high temperature. What about surfactant, or what is the role of surfactants? So several non-ionic surfactants that are used in relatively low concentration to aid in dispersing steroids in a suspension and to achieve or to improve the solution clarity. So, surfactant, that is a several non-ionic surfactant that is most widely used relatively in low concentration. Why non-ionic surfactant that is used in low concentration? To aid in dispersing steroids in suspension, as well as they also achieve or improve the solution clarity. And those principally used are sorbitan ether ester of oleic acid that are known as polysorbate or twin 20 and twin 80. So order of surfactant toxicity. Anionic surfactant that is much toxic compared to cationic, and cationic that is much toxic compared to non-ionic surfactant. What about buffers and pH? So pH adjustment that is a very important as in any preparation. Why? Because pH they affects to render the formulation more stable. So if you are not adjust a proper pH, so stability issue that is occur. So if you adjust proper pH in any, if you are preparing any dosage form, so formulation which render more stable. Second one, the comfort, safety, and activity of product. So, eye irritation, increase in tear fluid secretion, and rapid loss of medication. So for comfortness as well as safety and activity of dosage form, pH that may affect. If pH set is not adjusted, so chances of eye irritation that is increased, and also rapid loss of medication that is also increased. Second one, to enhance the aqueous solubility of drug by adjusting a proper pH, as well as they also enhance they enhance the aqueous solubility of any dosage form, as well as they also enhance the drug bioavailability of drug substance by exact or optimum pH adjustment. Last one, to maximize the preservative efficacy. That is about buffers and pH adjuster. So, normal tears that have a pH that is about 7.4. So, they possess some buffer capacity, right? So, any formulation that having a different pH than 7.4, that will be neutralized by normal buffer of tear. So, tear fluid that is around 7.4. So, any formulation that have a different pH than 7.4, so it should be neutralized with the help of any normal buffer of tear. So, but most alkaloid salt precipitated as the free alkaloid at this pH. In many drugs are chemically unstable at pH level 7.4. So, what is the solution of these precipitations or unstable or chemically unstable any dosage form? So, solution that is for this reason, the buffer system should be selected that is nearest to psychological pH of 7.4 and it doesn't cause any precipitation of drug or its rapid deterioration, right? What about tonicity and a tonicity adjusting agent? So in tonicity and tonicity adjusting agent, lacrimal fluid that is a isotonic with blood that having an isotonicity value corresponding to that of 0.9% NaCl solution. So what is the tonicity or isotonic solution? If you are using 0.9% NaCl solution, so that is isotonic solution. And if you are using isotonic solution, cell size that is in a normal cell size. Ideally, ophthalmic solution should have this isotonicity value, but I can tolerate isotonicity from zero point 0.6 to 2% NaCl without marked discomfort. So some ophthalmic solutions that are necessarily one type of hypertonic in order to enhance the absorption, as well as they provide a concentration of active ingredients strong enough to exert an effective action. So isotonic solution that is a 0.9% NaCl that are called as isotonic solution. But I have one type of power or capacity to tolerate a isotonicity from 0.6% NaCl to 2% NaCl without any discomfort. So some ophthalmic solutions that are necessarily prepared in a hypertonic solution. So more than 9% NaCl, that is a hypertonic solution. So which enhance the absorption as well as they provide a concentration of active ingredients strong enough to exert an effective action. So example of tonicity adjusting agent that is a mannitol, NaCl, KCl buffer. All are the example of tonicity adjusting agent. Next one, viscosity imparting agent. So what about viscosity imparting agent? Polyvinyl alcohol, methyl cellulose, hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose, hydroxyethyl cellulose in commonly used to increase the viscosity of solution in suspension to retard the rate of setting of particles. So all are the examples of cellulose derivative that are most widely used to increase the viscosity of solutions as well as suspensions. And they increase the ocular contact time, thereby decrease the drainage rate and increase the mucoadhesiveness and increase the bioavailability. So what is the role of viscosity imparting agent? They increase viscosity imparting agent by increase the viscosity, they enhance the ocular contact time. So by enhance the ocular contact time with any dosage form, they decrease the drainage rate and they also increase the mucoadhesiveness as well as they increase the bioavailability of dosage form. Disadvantages. What is the disadvantages? They produce if you are adding a viscosity enhancing agent, and if you are adding in a large amount or large proportion, So they produce a blurring vision as when dry, and they form a dry film on the eyelid. So make a filtration more difficult, and commercially viscous vehicles that are PVA and hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose. So disadvantage of viscosity enhancing agent if you are adding in a bulk proportion in a eye or ocular tissue. So they produce a blur vision as when dry, and they form a dry film on the eyelid. They makes a filtration more difficult as well as commercial viscous vehicles that are most widely used like a PVA as well as HPMs. What about vehicles? Or what is the role of vehicles? Ophthalmic drop or eye drop using a purified water according to United States Pharmacopoeia is the solvent. So purified water meeting USP standards that may be obtained by distillation, deionization or reverse osmosis. So ophthalmic drop that is prepared with the help of purified water according to United States Pharmacopoeia and water that is act as a solvent or vehicle in eye drop preparation. So purified water they meet US United States Pharmacopoeial standard and it should be or that may be obtained with the help of distillation, deionization, otherwise reverse osmosis. And oils that have been used as vehicles for several topical eye drops products and that are extremely sensitive to a moisture. So oils that have been used as a vehicles for several topical eye drops products as well as that it is extremely sensitive to the moistures. And when oils that are used as a vehicles in ophthalmic fluids, they must be of the highest purity. What about labels? That is not for injection. So you have to mention in label that is instilled into eye drop, instilled into ocular tissue. So that is not for injection. As well as you have to mention that is for external use only and shake well before use if eye drop that is available in suspension form. How it is administered. So eye drop that is administered by first of all pull down the eyelid. After pull down the eyelid, tilting the head backward, and after head backward, tilting or slide the head backward and look at the ceiling after tip is pointed close to the lower cul-de-sac and apply a slight pressure to the rubber bulb or plastic bottle to allow a drop to fall into eye and finally do not squeeze lids. And to prevent the contamination, clean hands that is necessary when you instill eye drops into any patient and do not touch the dropper tip to the eye and surrounding tissues. Eye drops that have been packed almost entirely in a plastic dropper bottle. So, what are the main advantages of drop trainer? That is convenience of use by patient as well as they decrease the contamination potential, lower weight and lower cost of drop trainer. Next one, what about plastic bottles and dispensing tube that is made up of a low density polyethylene resin and which provides the necessary flexibility and inertness. So the cap that is made of harder resin than a bottle in a special plastic ophthalmic package made of polypropylene is introduced and bottle is filled then sterilized by steam under pressure at 121 degrees centigrade. So plastic bottle and dispensing tube that are made up of low density polyethylene resin and they provide a necessity flexibility as well as they provide a inertness. And cap that are made up of harder resin than the bottle. So special plastic ophthalmic package that is made up of polypropylene and bottle that is sterilized by autoclave at 121 degree centigrade temperature. The pressure that is around 15 lb and powder for reconstitution. So use the glass containers and owing to their heat transfer characteristics which are necessarily during the freeze drying process. The glass bottles that is made sterile by dry heat or steam autoclave sterilization and amber glass that is used for light resistance. What is the advantages and what are the advantages and disadvantages of eye drop? If eye drop that is available in solution form, so that are convenience to patient, easily applied with the help of himself, and usually do not interfere with vision of patient. Disadvantages: rapid precorneal elimination because of low viscosity and non-sustained action, and it should be administered at frequent interval because of solution form that is rapidly eliminate, so that is frequently added into eye. No, next about suspension. Advantage is patient compliance as well as that is best for drug with slow dissolution and longer contact time. While disadvantage is that is drug properties. They decide the performance loss of both solutions and suspended particles and irritation potential due to particle size of any dosage form. If suspension form and particle size that is larger in amount, so irritation that is occur. Second one, if eye drop that is available in emulsion form. So advantage that is that they prolong the release of drug from vehicle. So prolonged release of any dosage form from the solvent. But disadvantage is that is about blurred vision. So all are the advantage and disadvantage of eye drop. If any query or doubt related to topic, please write your questions in comment box. Thank you.